These are some pictures from inside the New Rochelle containment zone, the coronavirus containment zone in New York. I wanted to share them and talk about them and imagine yourselves in this situation. Imagine this around the country. Imagine this being a seasonal thing that happens every year. Wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, this whole thing, when you look at these pictures, it just reminds you of things like the TV series, I don't know, Under the Dome, or any of those other kind of weird shows where people are isolated and all kinds of craziness tends to happen. But look at that. Look at that. That looks like the entrance to any of those Under the Dome TV shows or Outbreak TV shows. And the dead trees just add an air of goosebumps almost to it. Somewhat dead streets. There are individuals walking around and individuals on their bikes and in cars, but not to the degree that you would expect. Imagine seeing that in your town as a regular thing. Could you imagine having to do that? Could you imagine having to be there, having to live that kind of life? Wow. And it is going to boil down to the communities. If this thing goes big and it locks down the entire nation, the nation logistically is not going to be able to take care of you. Not every single individual. Logistically, it would be impossible, especially on such short notice. It's going to boil down to communities joining together and helping each other out, and it's going to be small communities at that. Yeah, come on. Oh, I don't know why it's not going to the next one now. There we go. Yeah, yep. I mean, if you looked at that under the context that we are seeing it in, you could see that being the base of operations for any of these movies. In fact, that looks almost exactly like Falling Sky, I think, was the TV series. Empty, empty, empty. I wouldn't even be walking out at night like that. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I mean, if this thing goes on a national level and they start closing things except for places of food and things like that, I mean, good Lord. New Rochelle, stay healthy. Coronavirus, COVID-19, reduce your risk. From World Health Organization. Clean your hands with soap and water or alcohol-based hand rub. Cover nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing with tissue or flexed elbow. Avoid close contact with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. And that's good advice. And we should do that all the time, no matter what it is, flu season, everything. We will be closed for 1 week to 2 weeks starting on Thursday. God, man, the cost, the businesses, the economy, the lives, the ability to pay your bills being closed for a week. What are the employees going to do? What are people that are living paycheck to paycheck going to do? If you're living paycheck to paycheck and your business closes for a week, that's drastic. That's an emergency. Look at that. God, man. Wells Fargo Bank doing I assume, health department approved cleaning. The place where I live in town also has people here that are doing cleanings according to World Health Organization standards or Centers for Disease Control standards, one or the other. Probably Centers for Disease Control standards, but my God, could you imagine having to do this every year if this comes back? And you know, people gain faith in their, gain strength in their faith, and good on you. Whatever your faith is, if it gives you strength, then hey, you know. Yeah, schools are starting to shut down in all kinds of different places. Man. And if we get on to a big lockdown, it's just going to get worse. It's going to be even emptier streets. It's going to be more places closed. Restaurants are going to totally suffer. Yeah. Gosh darn. And this is just one city, and the economy there is going to be absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. I mean, God bless it. And those poor families, God, man, paycheck to paycheck, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyways, those are some images from inside New Rochelle. Now, bear in mind, this containment zone, which is a 1 mile circular section that covers the same section of that man that was confirmed to have been infected. This has just started. It will be interesting to see how it holds up, how the people hold up. What are we going to do about the people who cannot work for a week to 2 weeks to even longer possibly? How are they going to pay their bills? Their landlords are not going to care because their landlords have bills to pay as well. So their landlords need to get paid. Wow, man, this is... Economically, no matter which way you slice it, economically, this is a big deal. Economically, what are you going to do? How are you going to do this? I don't know. A stimulus packet? It better be one hell of a stimulus packet, Mr. Trump. It better be one hell of a stimulus packet. Whew. Financially and economically, this is just so devastating. And our eyes will be on New Rochelle, our eyes will be on the world, and we'll be watching and we'll be reporting regardless of what YouTube believes. We here at this channel believe that you guys are smart. You can make up your own minds. The only thing you need is the information. Let's show YouTube that they're a bunch of horses' asses and they have no idea what they're talking about, and you guys are smart as hell. Give me a thumbs, a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe. Anything helps. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.